Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Ashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavate Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namah. नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Bhagavatam Canto 5 Chapter 5 Verse 2 महत्सेवां द्वारमाहुर्विमुक्ते स्तमोद्वारं योषितां सङ्गिसङ्गम् महान्तस्ते समचित्ता प्रशान्ता विमन्यवः सुहृद साधवो ये one can attain the path of liberation from material bondage only by rendering service to highly advanced spiritual personalities. Mahat sevam dwaram ahu vimukte Mahat sevam. Service to spiritually advanced persons called Mahatmas. These personalities are impersonalists and devotees. So Prabhupada is explaining. Who are these Mahatmas? Mahatmas can be impersonalists also, not Mayavadis, impersonalists and devotees. Whether one wants to merge into the Lord's existence or wants to associate with the person of Godhead, one should render service to the Mahatmas. Hmm. For those who are not interested in such activities, who associate with people fond of women and sex, the path to hell is wide open. Hmm. Sangi Sangam. Yoshitam Sangi Sangam. Yoshitam means women. Sangi, associate Sangam, association of such people. The Mahatmas are equipoised. They do not see any difference between one living entity and another. So who is the Mahatma? Who is at this Brahmabhuta stage? Who only see the Atma. They are very peaceful and are fully engaged in devotional service. They are devoid of anger and they work for the benefit of everyone. They do not behave in any abominable way. Such people are known as Mahatmas. So Mahatmas are equipoised. They do not see sama chitta. What is that? Sama chitta. Prashanta. Vimanyavaha. Vimanyavaha. Suhrudaha. Sadhavaha. So these are all their qualities. Equipoised, samachittaha, prashantaha, peaceful, engaged in devotional service, vimanyavaha, devoid of anger, suhrudaha, and they do not sadhavaha, qualified devotees, so they do not behave in any abominable way. Such people are known as Mahatmas. The human body is like a junction. One may either take the path of liberation or the path leading to a hellish condition. How can one take these paths as described herein? On the path of liberation, one associates with Mahatmas. And on the path of bondage, one associates with those attached to sense gratification and women. So that is why even Rupa Goswami says that amongst the 6 things mm, that are detrimental for bhakti, 6 things that uh, help making progress. So this Sangha is the most important. Also here, subsequently in this purport also, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Asat Sangha Tyage Vaishnavachar. So this Sangha is very, very important. We have discussed about this. So we don't associate with people. We should not associate with people who are attached to sense gratification and women. Mm. They might be they might be devotees, meaning there will be mixed devotees. But even with such mixed devotees, we should not associate. Mm. That is very, very important. Which means that we will still respect, as especially the mixed devotees, Mishra Bhaktas, we will respect them because they're chanting Hare Krishna. So everybody who chants Hare Krishna is should be respected. Why everybody who's chanting Hare Krishna? Any GV should be respected, so we'll respect. But we won't associate with them. And because when you associate with such people, the discussion is not about Krishna, it's about sense gratification. It's about all this, material possessions, etc. Some even grossly uh, stuck in material modes, they even talk about other women. So, one on the path of liberation should not associate with such people. Mm. Sometimes we see, generally we try to have equal relationships with all devotees, which is not recommended. Discrimination is very, very important. Like I said, we respect, but we don't associate. We should always associate with those devotees who are like-minded and who are more advanced than us. That is a recommendation for association. Mm. Like-minded meaning same kind of mood in devotion, uh, and more advanced than us. That is a requirement for association. And of course, we might also give association to others who are again like-minded and who are learning. If we are more advanced than them relatively, then we can give them association. And we take association from others who are more advanced than us. And we completely avoid associating with other people who are too attached to sense gratification. But of course, I mean, sometimes we'll be forced to associate, meaning social gatherings, etc. Maybe, our relatives, our siblings, etc. They might not be Krishna conscious. And we will just engage with them only as much as is required, not more. Also, people, office people, outside people, we don't associate much. We will just, yeah, we have to be along with them, some social obligation which is unavoidable, which is okay, but not beyond that. The two types of Mahatmas, the impersonalist and the devotee. Although their ultimate goal is different, the process of emancipation is almost the same. Emancipation in escaping from this set free, yeah, liberation. Mm. Process of liberation is almost the same. Both want eternal happiness. One seeks happiness in impersonal Brahman and the other seeks happiness in the association with the Supreme Person of Godhead. As described in the first verse. As described in the first verse, Brahma Saukyam Yanantam. Brahman means spiritual or eternal. Both the impersonalist and the devotee seek eternal blissful life. In any case, it is advised that one become perfect. In the words of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Asat Sangatyagai Vaishnavachar, Stri Sangi Eka Asadu, Krishna Abhakta Ara. So to remain unattached to the modes of material nature, one should avoid associating with those who are asat, materialistic. It's a clear instruction. There are two kinds of materialists. One is attached to women and sense gratification. The other is simply a non-devotee. And the positive side is association with Mahatmas, and the negative side is avoidance of non-devotees and women hunters. And basically, everybody is a woman hunter that way because everybody is seeking attention from the opposite sex. So we should not associate with such people. We already have enough of the contamination within ourselves. and we should associate with those who don't have that contamination so that we can remove our contamination. Not that we associate with others also who have more of that contamination and get more, we end up getting more contaminated. Mm. So it's very, very important. A Vaishnava Achar. So this is one of the characteristics of a Vaishnava. He he gives up asat sanga. Asat is materialistic. Mm. And yeah, so we have to seek eternal blissful life, not temporary so-called material happiness. We always have to, whenever we are in this material world, we should always understand, saying that whatever I'm so-called happiness I'm getting here, I'm trying to get here, is material temporary happiness. Like I keep saying it many times, even devotees mm, um, try to extract happiness from devotion. Devotion is not something from which we should try to extract happiness. Devotion is for the pleasure of the Lord, and when the Lord is pleased, devotee experiences happiness, bliss naturally. But we should not try to extract happiness from devotional activities. It's okay, that's a very neophyte stage where we are trying to extract happiness for ourselves. Mm. What do devotees who are slightly more advanced do? They don't do things for their sense gratification, even in the name of bhakti. And they do whatever is ordained, whatever strictures, whatever rules, regulations have been given, they follow. And they understand that everything that I'm doing is just for the pleasure of the Lord. Okay, in while doing that, if I'm experiencing bliss, good. If I'm still not yet come to the stage of experiencing that bliss, it's okay. I will still continue whatever I've been told to do. So that's important. Yeah, and the qualities of Mahatmas, Prabhupada has explained this in multiple places. So they're equipoised. They don't see, they don't see, uh, they don't see the body. They see just the Atma, and they're equal to all jivas, right? And they do not see any difference. And they're very peaceful. Why are they peaceful? Why are the Mahatmas peaceful?
न सोचति न कांक्षति.
Yeah, because yeah, they've raised above this material. They're above the material. So material is what makes people agitated, right? Material happiness, material distress makes people agitated, unhappy, distressed, etc. So Mahatmas are above all this. So they are not affected by any situation of the material world, right? And they're fully engaged in devotional service. Again, they're devoid of anger. Prabhupada here says in the uh, one must distribute Krishna consciousness to persons who are hostile without becoming angry at them, uh, without anger. And they work for the benefit of everyone. Bhagavad Gita also talks about these qualities. Also, more importantly, they do not behave in any abominable way. We see this again. Yesterday also I was talking about this. We should behave in a very, it's a very responsible position being a devotee. So we should behave very responsibly, mm, not low class way. Okay. ये वा मयीशे कृतसौहृदार्था जनेषु देहं भर वार्तिकेषु गृहेषु जायात्मजराति मत्सु न प्रीतियुक्ता यावदर्थाश्चलोके. Those who are interested in reviving Krishna consciousness and increasing their love of God do not like to do anything that is not related to Krishna. Very clear. Those who are interested in reviving Krishna consciousness and increasing their love of Godhead do not like to do anything that is not related to Krishna. They are not interested in mingling with people who are busy maintaining their bodies, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. They're not interested. They're not attached to their homes. Oh my God. Although they may be householders. Hare Krishna. Knock, knock. Everybody wake up. Huh? They're not attached to their homes, although they may be householders. Oh, nor are they attached to wives slash husbands, children, friends, or wealth. At the same time, they are not indifferent to the execution of their duties. Such people are interested in collecting only enough money to keep the body and soul together. If anybody wants a summary of how a grahastha has to live, mm, clearly summarized. We have to now hear, what devotees say about this. Why do we talk about mixed devotion? Clearly, it is said, not attached to homes, although they may be householders, nor are they attached to wives, children, friends, or wealth. At the same time, they are not indifferent to the execution of their duties, and they're only interested in collecting only as much money as required to keep body and soul together. Mm. So this is important. Whether he is an impersonalist or a devotee, one who is actually interested in advancing spiritually should not mingle with those who are simply interested in maintaining the body by means of the so-called advancement of civilization. So-called advancement of civilization, meaning, yeah, everything materialistic, modern and materialistic. Those who are interested in spiritual life should not be attached to homely comforts in the company of wife, children, friends, and so forth, which means basically vanaprastha, right? So grihastha also, we should just do our duties. And again, I mean, we've discussed this multiple times. We treat all other jivas in the house as devotees, provided they're devotees or they're trying to practice Krishna consciousness. And we should treat them just like we treat other devotees. That's the expected standard. And yeah, we have a responsibility, additional response, specific responsibility towards them that we will fulfill, that we will take care. And that responsibility we will not do like machines. We will do like we are serving other devotees with the same kind of uh, non-material interest. So that is what we have to develop. Very, very difficult. Generally, we are all too bodily attached, but we should not be. Even if one is a grahastha and has to earn his livelihood, he should be satisfied by collecting only enough money to maintain body and soul together. Now, I wonder why would devotees not read this line and take it seriously, right? Because then we will come up with a lot of practical considerations on this line. And I've seen even very devotees who have been in Krishna consciousness for many years, who have not been able to accept this statement themselves, tell other devotees also saying that no, 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 we should not take these statements in silo and do something whimsically. Everybody has to earn a lot of money, save money, this, that, and all that. But not what Prabhupada is saying. One should not have more than that, nor less than that. So it's not that we have to suddenly become crazy and then come to the road. No, but we don't need more. And we don't need more. Again, these things are something that if somebody is so advanced that actually they have less and they still want to give up things, yeah, they can talk to their guru, and guru will actually show the direction, give the instructions. But generally, it's not required for us to go too much behind the money. As indicated herein, a householder should endeavor to earn money for the execution of Bhakti Yoga. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Satyam, Atmanivedanam. So money is required for what? For keeping body and soul together. What about the rest of the money? For execution, Bhakti Yoga. And 25% for future emergencies, expenses. A householder should lead such a life that he gets full opportunity to hear and chant. See, this is Anukulyasya Sankalpaha. Mm. Gets full opportunity to hear and chant. This is very important. Should worship the deity at home, observe festivals, invite friends, and give them prasada. Householder should earn money for this purpose, not for sense gratification. Yeah. So, for practicing, executing bhakti, for distributing Krishna consciousness, uh, for giving prasadam, right? Money that we are earning, we should actually use for all these purposes. And ideally, every house should become like this, become a center of Krishna consciousness. But if we are not able to do that much, we can at least, we should definitely, like we've discussed, charity, donate for Krishna conscious activities. But yeah, important part here is not to become attached, not even too attached. It just is not attached to homes, nor are they attached to wives, children, friends, or wealth. At the same time, they're not indifferent to the execution of the duties. Mm. Just have enough money to maintain body and soul together. So difficult, no? So simple instructions. People find it very difficult to implement this. But the key is here. What is the motive? Motive is this. Because we are interested in increasing love of Godhead, we have to live like this. If we are not interested in increasing love of God, or we think that no, 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 this increasing love of God, I will do, you know, like other people, outside people say, oh, why bhakti? We'll do it when we don't have anything else to do. Similarly, practicing devotees say, why increase love of Godhead now? Hmm. I will increase it later, before when I come close to my death. But that's not possible. Increasing love of Godhead simply means decreasing love for everything else. Mm. That we can't wait for it, for some situation to happen for us to say, okay, then from now on I'm going to increase love of Godhead. So if somebody wants to increase love of Godhead, they do not like to do anything that is not related to Krishna. Simple. And then what is the argument given? No, 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 we are earning, that is also for Krishna. Okay, if it is for Krishna, then use it for Krishna. Why are you cheating? Why are you hoarding it in the name of Krishna? Mm. So we should understand it's not that we should not save money or anything, but our whole interest should be to just increase our love of God, which means that even if we are earning money, we have money, okay, we use it for current services, and we might save just with the intent saying that okay, these I put a deadline saying that okay, in the next 5 years, 10 years, I want to come out and dedicate myself fully to Krishna consciousness, okay, or taking care of the rest of my life. This much money is required, so I'm saving. Okay, that's fine. Provided we are not cheating somebody, because we won't be cheating anybody, we'll be cheating ourselves. Right? But really, the focus should be to just finish this life, finish it off. Right? Like, no coming back again for one more term of, uh, you know, uh, the same. Puna puna charvita charvanana. Right? So, yeah, like I keep saying, if we repeatedly read Prabhupada's books seriously, mm, we can't develop any other mood. Any other mood will be contrary to Prabhupada's purports, right? And if we are taking on any other mood, that simply means that we have not read Prabhupada's books properly. We have not taken it seriously. Because if we read Prabhupada's books, there is no other. Anyway, I mean, these verses are also themselves also saying the same thing. And generally, Prabhupada's mode is also this. And just do as much as is required. Don't overdo material life. Super famous verse. नूनं प्रमत्त कुरुते विकर्म यदिन्द्रियप्रीतया आपृणोति न साधु मन्ये यत आत्मनोऽयम् असन्नपि क्लेशद आसदेहः. When a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living and engages in all kinds of sinful activity. He does not know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body which although temporary is the cause of his misery. Actually, the living entity should not have taken on a material body, but he has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of sense gratification, by which he perpetually gets material bodies one after the other. Noonam pramatta, mad. Pramatta kurute, it makes one mad. Vikarma, mm, in all sinful activities, makes one mad after some sense gratification, materialist living, engages in all kinds of sinful activity. Pramatta kurute vikarma, indriya pritaye, for sense gratification. Apranoti. Na sadhu manye, it's not good, it's not befitting. Yata atmano yam asannapi kleshada. It's giving so much misery. Mm, So we should remember this. Sense gratification is not the goal of our life. If we consider that, then one becomes mad after materialistic living and engages in all kinds of sinful activity because he's not really bothered about right or wrong. He just wants sense gratification. And because he doesn't know right or wrong, he doesn't know that it is due to his past misdeeds that he's already suffering. Living entity should not have taken on a material body. So, sadhu manye, an intelligent man, what does he do? He does not involve himself again in activities of sense gratification. Mm. Begging, borrowing, and stealing to live for sense gratification is condemned in this verse because such consciousness leads one to a dark, hellish condition, like Charvak Muni used to say. Mm. For eating ghee, beg, borrow, steal. Mm. The four sinful activities are regulative principles, illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. These are the means by which one gets another material body that is full of miseries. Now, again, I mean, I've talked about this before, but again, reminding all of us who are especially initiated that even having sexual relationship with husband wife who are not for procreation is also not considered, it's sinful. It's still sinful because it's for sense gratification. And then again, we might be so-called devotees, but we'll get another material body that is full of miseries. So when uh, Jagai and Madai episode also, whole thing was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells Jagai Madai saying that I will accept you provided you have to stop your sinful life. The whole process of initiation is to stop sinful activities. Right? So we have to stop sinful activities. So we have to say no. Especially I know many devotees very easy. Meat eating, intoxication, gambling. Normally devotees don't indulge. But this illicit uh, sexual acts, this has to be stopped. Again, these are considered very, people think that these are all like, oh, why all this? This is not required. It's, not going outside marriage relation. No, we should understand the philosophy, right? Because it's sinful, because it's sense gratification. Sense gratification is sinful. Sense gratification, when does sense gratification become sinful? Can somebody say, when is sense gratification allowed? When is sense gratification sinful? Hare Krishna.
Regulated sense
Yeah.
enjoyment.
Okay. Yes. So regulated sense enjoyment is acceptable, but this is not regulated. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that whole process of sexual engagement, which obviously gives mm, some kind of happiness, is only for producing children. So in the process of producing children, you can experience that happiness. That's the whole process of regulated sense gratification. So that is the sense gratification, but is regulated when it is being when that happiness is experienced in the process of procreation, not for generally just engaging in the act without resulting in any children, right? So then it becomes not regulated, and then that means it is sin. That means we have to suffer. That means we have not taken the vows of initiation seriously. Mm. That is the reason why, we don't have, we should not push hurry devotees to get initiated. It's okay. We let them take time. But once they commit, they should commit fully. Mm. These are the means by which one gets another material body. Krishna, that is full of miseries. In the Vedas, it is said, asangohyam purushaha, asangohi ayam purushaha. The living entity is not really connected with this material world, but due to his tendency to enjoy the material senses, he is put into the material condition. Living entity is not really connected with the material world. One should perfect his life by associating with devotees. He should not become further implicated in the material body. And that's the whole idea of Diksha. The whole idea of Diksha is to actually stop this and not get implicated in the material body. Mm. So this is not just some by hearting, okay, what are the four regulative principles? It's for practical application, implementation. So like I'm repeating again, it's obviously good for all devotees, but especially those who are initiated have to put a full stop to this. Can't go on. Mm, okay, so far, whatever, blah, but can't go on. Of course, I mean, some devotees I understand have, now because both husband and wife are not devotees, sometimes some devotees are, you know, even though they don't really, they don't want to get into the act, they're being forced. But those who are devotees, husband and wife, absolutely should be self-controlled. Let's put a full stop. For others, yeah, we should pray to Nityananda because it's a big obstacle. We should pray, saying that, okay, let me, please, I don't want to engage more further in this activity, so give me the strength. But for devotee, husband and wife, no question, right? This has to be implemented, this has to be followed. Okay, I'll stop here. If anybody has any questions, we can discuss. Yeah, yeah, Prabhu.
Yeah, hi, Krishna Prabhu. So it's just one comment. So basically, I think what we were discussing that normally devotees also think that Prabhupada purports are very heavy, but here we can see that it is not Prabhupada purport, it is translation of what
Yeah, what's
Bishop
itself.
Dev is saying.
Yeah,
So
but
even in
we should also one more thing. Just sorry to interrupt. One more thing we should understand, saying that see, Prabhupada also writes purports in his translation. So like
Mm.
if you go by word to word here,
Yeah.
it's not so explicit. Some of these things are not so explicit, but because Prabhupada wants us to understand the mood of the verse,
Mm.
so he writes purports in his translation. So you also have to remember that. But yeah, in general, the verses are giving a certain meaning, but because we might take it casually, or we might not take it with the right mm,
Strict.
seriousness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Prabhupada actually explains. Mm, he gives purports to translation. As in, there's purport in the translation itself.
Yeah. Yeah. And also in one of the lectures I was listening that Prabhupada was saying that if anyone controls sex desire, he
Mm,
becomes very powerful man. Uh,
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there are other advantages also that
Yes.
we basically get much more focus in life.
Yeah.
And with small attention, we can actually do big things.
Yeah.
So that's a very big plus point. And also,
Yeah.
there is a book by His Holiness Danvir Goswami Maharaj on
Mm-hmm.
how important this semen is in the body.
Mm,
If it
okay.
is not, if it is not secreted, then
Tested. Mm,
it actually builds brain tissues which are conducive for devotional service. So,
yeah.
um, yeah, it's a big science actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. Very difficult topic to openly discuss also, but unfortunately, yeah. Amongst grihasthas, these things have to be discussed. Otherwise, who's going to discuss? Brahmacharis can't discuss these things.
Yeah.
So it has to be discussed among grihasthas, and there are challenges. They have to be somehow, you have to figure out solutions, but it has to be followed. Simple. Okay. Okay, we'll close here. There's nothing else. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.